Om Shri Sai Ram. Let me at the outset offer my humble prostrations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Baba. My pranams to our revered and respected elders, our sisters and brothers, and to all the wonderful children of the loving Sai family. It is a joy for me to once again welcome all of you to yet another divine offering of Saicast. It is my great privilege to place before all of you today the divine message of Baba, which is titled Understanding the Reality of Universal Consciousness. In this particular message, Baba deals with the subject of universal consciousness, which our ancient rishis had termed as Brahmanda Nayaka, and which in general parlance is known as Almighty God. All these three identities relate to the same power who runs this mighty show of our universe. Baba clarifies that this universal consciousness is the organizer of this cosmic show. Just as a responsible parent makes advance arrangements for a good life for their children, in the very same manner, this universal consciousness also plans well in advance for all the celestial entities. Baba says that time or Kala itself is controlled by this consciousness, and therefore it schedules the starting and ending times of all Mahayugas and other yugas and Manvantaras, etc., which are specific time periods of the celestial world. This consciousness or God is also responsible for planning and directing the entire show on Mother Earth. It is almost like watching a movie in a theatre or a circus show where the actors come and perform their roles and move out. In short, everything is in God's hands, who is the chief director of this universal show. Baba also adds that some evolved souls who are born here do not get involved with our world of illusion. Their aim is only to meet God, who is the chief director of this show. Once they have met God, they lead a life of total surrender and wait for divine directions. Baba very lovingly mentions in the end that when you have already met the chief director of this huge universal show in this birth itself, then why should you be worried? Just be with Swami and follow his divine directions. Baba says, I'll take care of all of you here and hereafter too. Let us now listen to the divine message as dictated by our beloved Baba. Sai Ram. Om Shri Sai Ram. Understanding the reality of universal consciousness. Frankly, many of you have no idea as to how this huge universe functions. You must try to know who actually runs such a gigantic show and what is it that keeps it moving. This show, my dear children, is run by the power of universal consciousness. Our rishis called this divine power as Brahmanda Nayaka. Most of you relate to it as Almighty God. Call it by any name, it is the same divine power which actually takes care of this infinite and vast celestial world. Let us understand the reality of this universal consciousness. Just as a responsible parent makes all possible arrangements for a successful future for their children, in the very same way, this universal consciousness also makes all arrangements well in advance in respect of all its created entities, including the galaxies and their planets, etc. Being so, the developments taking place in the celestial world also keep pace with the developments which are taking place on earth, where life has been in existence since several eons or several ages. This universal consciousness is the keeper of time, which in Sanskrit is called a scholar, and being so, it plans all the Mahayugas and other yugas and kalpas and manvantaras, etc., which are names given to specific time periods of the celestial world ever since existence began, as has been discovered by our ancient rishis. This universal consciousness or God is also responsible for planning and directing the entire show on Mother Earth. This huge show is in fact many shows within many shows where nothing and nobody is real. This crucial aspect you all must always keep in mind. This means that all are mere actors on this huge stage of life. Your own lifespans must give you a better idea of this fact. This whole process of life on earth is like watching a movie or a drama in a theatre, or even a circus show for that matter, wherein actors and artists come and perform their respective roles and move out. Briefly said, all of you have a fixed role to play when you land on earth, and no one can change these roles except God. All of you must now be getting some idea about what Swami is trying to convey. Yet another aspect to know is that some of the souls born here with good karmic records understand the truth about this illusory world well in advance. They do not participate in this illusion called life. They are not interested in getting connected with any other actors here, and so they remain in a state of contemplation and enjoy their solitude. Their only reason behind coming back to the earth plane is to meet the chief director of this show so that they can learn more about this divine drama of God, who is the creator, the sustainer, and the destroyer of his own creations. Once these evolved souls have met God, then they live a life of total surrender and carry out God's divine directions without getting caught in this web of illusion. Therefore, wake up, my dear children. When you have already met Swami, who is the chief director of this divine drama, and are his ardent followers, then why worry about the current state of this world? Be calm and be free and be in bliss. Be conscious always and win the game of life. Just be with Swami and silently pass over from this world carrying plenty of blessings. This way you will be happy both here on earth and also hereafter in your heavenly abode. Swami loves his children who love him with their whole heart and sing his glory. My love and blessings to all my children. Your own Baba. Jai Sai Ram.